What's up guys, Cloakfiend here again. Big shout out to my patrons and big shout out to Chris for setting up the Discord forum. Today we're going to be testing out the Mars 2 Pro. So while I wait for my parts for my Mars Pro to be fixed, I thought I couldn't wait and I just got myself a Mars 2 Pro. So we're going to see what the differences are, see how they're improved, and let's check out the state of this one, because I heard that some of the build plates have arrived like delaminated or something. So there's issues with some of the Mars 2 Pros, which isn't good news, but I'm just going to check out what mine looks like, so let's jump into it. Alright, here we go. So that's what it looks like. As you can see, there's a slightly weaker area here and here on the sides, but the bang in the middle looks alright. So one of the main problems I'm also having is that there's either no resistance at all, or if I lower it, it's too strong basically. It needs to have like a 0.05 up and down. It can't just be like 0.1 and 1. It's so ridiculous. It's like I need it in between somewhere because this is too tight. My main issue with this printer is the screen. The whole nature of it is totally ghetto. You don't know if it's level. It's got this weird tape around it, and it's covered in a stupid film, which, as you can see, it's completely scratched up after what? Literally just putting some paper there and leveling it. Seriously, that's just appalling in my opinion. Such low standards on this printer. It's just terrible. I mean, it's such a shame because the light source is really good, and the screen, you know, well, it's good enough quality to create okay prints if you can get them. I've only managed to print 2 rooks and nothing else will stick to my plate. My garden is just full of failures basically. But yeah, you've got this weird trench here on the side that I just don't know what the hell that is. And if you buy your printer and it comes with a scratched screen, you can't even replace it. You have to send the whole printer back, because I have a feeling that this is just installed in some ghetto manner where it's kind of somehow glued to something or fixed to something, and then just someone's put black tape around it just to cover up all the kind of circuitry or whatever holes later on. So that's my take on it. Yeah, if you're watching Elegoo, man, you got to put the glass back. This is just unacceptable. It's just ridiculous. I mean, come on, it's just scratches just with paper, really loosely, trying to level the damn thing. Ridiculous. Okay, so the next problem I have with it is the noise. It's a lot louder, the fan's all blowy, and it just generally makes all these weird creaking noises as well. I don't know if it's my machine, but I just find this machine much noisier than the Mars Pro as well. And my other issue is that as this is printing near the bottom, this kind of makes some weird weird noises, and just sounds like it's gonna break basically. And at the beginning it also sounds like it's hitting metal when it goes down as well. So that's another problem. I just think in general this could have been such a good machine, but it's just rushed out. I have no idea why they rushed it out so quick. I picked it up on Amazon because I thought, you know what, at least if it's on Amazon I can just return it if it's not working correctly, because if I bought it on 3D Jake like the other ones, then it's a ball ache to kind of get it back, because right now I'm still in the process of getting my repaired parts for the Pro. So I'm just going to chuck this one back, even though on paper it's better, but in reality it's not. I mean, some people have had great luck with them. They're like, oh yeah, it's sticking to the plate amazingly, but I've had no luck. The screen's all scratched, it's making weird clicking noises, it's not leveling correctly, it's not homing correctly. It's, you know, I've spent 4 days trying to fix it, or trying to get one print that the Mars Pro easily printed, and I just haven't had any luck. So what's the point? I'm not going to waste any more of my life trying to get this thing to work when I got the Mars Pro working within 2 hours. So that's my verdict on the Mars 2 Pro. It's just not ready for human consumption yet, in my opinion. It's just not a ready machine. They need to make the top bit glass so you can at least level it correctly, and they need to make the whole memory a lot better so that it remembers where you've homed it correctly, because right now, you know, one day it could be good, next day it could be bad. I don't know whether the Z screw's slipping as well, I have no idea. So yeah, this screen is just like terrible. I mean, look at the state of that screen. It's got some weird dots, all sorts of stuff on there. Terrible, terrible. And these are the grand items that I've managed to print on my Pro. So I've printed the 2 rooks, which are always easy to print because they're fairly small, but as soon as you go larger, stuff just doesn't stick. It just comes straight off the build plate again and again and again and again and again, and it's like, I must have like 10 times this amount. I must have used like, I don't know, half a litre of resin just trying to print the same thing over and over and over and over again. I mean, this one got the furthest. Actually started to do some supports, but apart from that, I've tried everything. I've tried heating up the resin, heating up the tank, sanding the build plate a bit, everything, you name it. I've tried it, re-leveling, doing the flint method leveling with the tank. Unfortunately, I haven't had any luck with this Mars 2 Pro. It's just a substandard machine in my personal opinion. It's been rushed out. I have no idea. I think someone said, oh my god, everyone got mono screens, get a mono screen in it. And they've thrown in a mono screen, but they've done it in such a lazy way. It's just like stuck in with tape. It's just like, it reminds me of when I bought my car stereo and it didn't quite fit in right, so I just put black tape around it just to cover all the metal bits. And it's just the same thing with this. It's just a joke, really. And it's got it's like an unprotected LCD, so it's like, it scratches really easily, it gets marked really easily. It's just full of dots, and it's just a joke. I'm really unhappy with it. It's actually making me look forward to getting my replacement parts for the Pro, hoping that I can get decent prints out of my Pro, even though this one prints quicker and larger. So it's just like nonsense, really, and without an array. So I'm actually hoping that my Mars Pro with an array prints better, so that I can just like not worry about this one. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, I can't recommend this printer at all. It doesn't home right. The screen scratches. It's got weird gaps all around the edges, so you can't even tell if it's laying down right. This, I don't know if that screws in right. It makes weird creaky noises. It's just like, I'm not very happy with it, quite frankly. I thought I would love it. Loads of people told me, you're going to love this machine. And I don't like it at all. In fact, I hate it. I don't recommend this machine to anyone. In fact, I can't recommend any Elegoo products to anyone at this stage. Any of them. Nothing. Almost go with, I don't know, any cubic. But then I've heard that they're no good either. It's like none of these manufacturers can make a product and support it. It's just, they're all just rushed out. I think all the word of mouth is hype. People get excited. They see really nice high resolution stuff and they think, oh, I want to do that. I'm going to go out and get one. You get it and you get this rubbish, basically. It's like, there's potential there, don't get me wrong. Elegoo, please, I know I'm insulting you a bit, but I'm pretty offended. I've been trying to get one print out of this machine for the last 5 days and I haven't done it. So I got at least like 20 or 10 at least on the first day of my Pro, and I had no problem with that. This one, more powerful light source, bigger plate, useless, doesn't have any benefit at all. So I don't know why you've released such a small run of them, maybe with the guinea pigs doing the testing for you, but at the end of the day it's just like, life's too short to figure out why this machine doesn't work. It should work out the box, you know. I should level it and get printing straight away. You can't, it doesn't work like that. So that's my verdict. If you're thinking of buying a resin printer, be very careful, because the more time you spend trying to get it to work, you've got to remember that every time you take the top off and mess around with the vat, and all the resin fumes are going into my garage. I've kind of woken up, or I can feel my throat just like hurting after hours of just trying to get this damn thing working. And I just think, is it worth my health just, you know, to sit and figure out what is wrong with this machine? I don't think so. I think my health is more important than having high resolution figures that I don't even sell. You know, I'm just doing it for pleasure. So for me, it's like, I can't be bothered with it anymore, quite frankly. I might just send them all back and go back to my Ultimakers, because it's just a joke. Unless you can figure out how to level it properly and adjust it all correctly, these printers are still pretty niche. And like, I'd say if you're thinking of buying a resin printer, think again, because it's the toxicity of the resin, the fumes. You don't feel them at first. You think, no, it's alright, they don't smell that bad. But trust me, after like 6 hours, you're like, it's horrible, terrible. And the crappy little masks they give you, they may cover you for a little bit, but not very long. I mean, sitting in your shed, if you're sitting in a shed, even quite a well ventilated shed, for about, I don't know, 6 hours, this mask ain't going to do nothing. So that's my take on it. Good luck if you've got one, and well done if you've got it to work, but I haven't, and I've tried hard. So yeah, that's my verdict. What can I say? I'm not happy. I'm actually waiting on the parts for the Pro, but if they don't come, then I'll send that back and just go back to FDM End of story, that's it. Sorry to be so negative, but you know, I'm kind of depressed at this stage. I've spent so much of my time trying to get this damn thing working, and it should be working fine, and it doesn't. So yeah, that's why I'm kind of annoyed. I'm actually, yeah. So yeah, that's it. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I've got another one coming up. I'll kind of show you what I'm doing with my Mars Pro when the new array or the light panel, whatever it is they're sending me, comes. It should come in the next few days. So yeah, I'm going to release another video after this one. So that's my verdict on the Mars 2 Pro. Don't know if I'll get another one. I'm not going to get another one unless they put glass on the top of this screen, because it's a joke, quite frankly, because you can't just buy a new screen. You have to send the whole damn thing back apparently, so that's a waste of time, isn't it? Just thought I'd add, now that I forgot to mention this, but as the build plate would go down on the 2 Pro, it actually took longer than on the regular Pro for some bizarre reason. There was some weird delay. So normally the build plate comes down, you've got the UV light comes up, and as soon as it turns off it moves up. Now with this printer, what would happen was the build plate would come down, the UV light would come on, then the UV light would turn off, and the build plate would just sit there for another 2 seconds doing nothing, killing time, and then it would move up. So that dragged out the whole printing process. So what, let's say chitubox would say would be a 4 or 5 hour print, would actually be a 6.5 hour print. So I got a whole hour and a half of just waiting around, just essentially just doing that 2 seconds nothing for 2,000 times. So yeah, 2,000 times 2 seconds adds up, doesn't it? Anyway, that's thought I'd add that at the end. Again, check out my next video for the Mars Pro. I should be getting my replacement part soon, so I might just be reverting back to the Mars Pro, funnily enough. I'm actually appreciating the build quality of the Mars Pro, because this one is just like not good. I think this one's definitely rushed out, but maybe that's just my bad luck. I don't know how many bad units there are, how many good ones, but I definitely have seen some good quality prints from the Mars 2 Pro, like really nice quality prints. Even my Rooks came out alright. So yeah, that's my summary. See you later, bye.